Welcome back to Rekt Radio, the only place where you get your crypto news with a side of sunshine and a whole lot of, well, coal.
Let's just call it a reality check, Sonny. And today, I feel less like a co-host and more like a historian, here to document the final manic days of a civilization about to be buried in its own hubris.
Oh, stop being so dramatic. This isn't the fall of Rome, Cole. It's the rise of a new empire, and it's being built by corporate titans. Did you see the latest from MicroStrategy? They're not just buying Bitcoin anymore. They are a Bitcoin acquisition machine. Their holdings just soared past $7.2 billion. Billion, with a B. This isn't a company with a Bitcoin strategy. The company is the Bitcoin strategy.
A machine? Sonny, it's a doomsday device. Michael Saylor has strapped his entire public company to the side of a hyper-volatile rocket. You see $7.2 billion in assets. I see the single largest, most concentrated, most reckless gamble in corporate history. This is the definition of putting all your eggs in one basket, and that basket is currently being juggled by a clown on a unicycle.
But Cole, you're missing the point. This is the ultimate conviction play. Saylor is showing every other CEO on the planet how it's done. He has turned MicroStrategy into a de facto leveraged Bitcoin play for people who can't buy an ETF. He's a visionary, creating a vehicle for people to get exposure. This is what drives the next leg up.
Wait, let me jump in here. A visionary? He's a zealot. And what happens when, not if, when the market turns and his shareholders get spooked? They won't just sell a few coins, Sonny. They'll be forced to liquidate on a scale that could single-handedly trigger a market collapse. He's not building a launch pad. He's building the world's biggest domino. And when it falls, it's taking all the others with it.
That is just baseless fear-mongering. It's the strongest hands in the market getting stronger. And it's not just them. The smart money is formalizing its position across the board. Look at Grayscale. They've just submitted a confidential filing for an IPO with the SEC. An IPO. They're about to be listed on the stock exchange, opening the floodgates for a tsunami of new capital.
Oh, hang on a second. You say floodgates, I hear trapdoor. Why a confidential filing, Sonny? Why the secrecy? This is Wall Street doing what it does best, taking something complex and revolutionary, wrapping it in a familiar package, and selling it to Main Street right at the top of the market. An IPO just gives them another way to collect fees and dump their bags on an unsuspecting public.
It's called being strategic. It's the next logical step in the maturation of the industry. First, the spot ETFs, and now one of the oldest and most trusted names in crypto is going public. This adds a layer of legitimacy and regulatory oversight that you supposedly crave. It's a massive win. This is how the crypto world integrates with the traditional financial system.
Exactly. And another thing, it doesn't integrate, it gets absorbed. An IPO means Grayscale will now have to answer to public shareholders, people who demand quarterly profits above all else. They'll be forced to prioritize short-term stock performance over the long-term health of the ecosystem. It turns a crypto company into just another Wall Street shark hunting for yield. It's a complete betrayal of the founding ethos.
It's called evolution, Cole. You can't stay in the cradle forever. But I know this is all too much for you. The positive news, the relentless march of adoption, it's short-circuiting your pessimistic little brain. So let's do it. Let's end this debate the only way we know how. Let's consult the oracle.
For once, a good idea. I'm tired of your hopium-fueled narratives. The charts don't lie. Fire up the TradingView technicals. Let's see what the unbiased data says about your glorious revolution.
With pleasure. I can't wait to see the look on your face when you see the wall of green.
Okay, I'm pulling up the BTC USD technicals now. Let's start with the most emotional, most manic time frame, the one-day chart, a snapshot of today's greed and fear. The summary is, oh my, it's neutral.
Neutral? Impossible. After the MicroStrategy news, the Grayscale IPO filing, how can it possibly be neutral?
It's not just neutral, Sonny. It's a deeply conflicted neutral. The moving averages are trying to hold on with a buy signal, but the oscillators, the real-time momentum indicators, are screaming sell. It's a tug of war where the bulls are getting tired. The daily chart is showing the first cracks in the facade. The market is exhausted.
That's just short-term noise from nervous day traders. Any real investor knows you have to zoom out. Show me the weekly chart, Cole. Show me the conviction of the long-term players.
Fine, let's see what the slightly more sober weekly chart says. Pulling it up now. The 1 week summary is a buy. Just a simple buy. Not strong, just buy.
A buy is a buy. The weekly candle is holding strong. It shows that despite the daily jitters, the underlying trend is firmly intact. This is the foundation we're building on. It's a beautiful, steady ascent.
It's a warning sign. The daily chart is flashing warning signs and the weekly is just lukewarm. It's a divergence. The fever is breaking. But I know that's not enough for you. You need the ultimate confirmation bias, the macro delusion chart. Let's go to the monthly.
The chart that matters. The one that reflects the institutional tsunami, not the ripples in the pond. The one that proves the thesis. Show me the 1 month chart.
All right, here we go. Pulling up the 1 month BTC USD technicals, the chart that paints the prettiest picture before the fall. And the summary is a shocker, a strong buy, a perfect, unblemished, strong buy across the board.
Vindication. That is the final word. The macro trend is undeniable. It is a monument to conviction. You can't argue with a monthly strong buy. This is the picture of global adoption. It's beautiful.
That isn't a monument, Sonny. It's a tombstone. A perfect strong buy on the monthly, a lukewarm buy on the weekly, and a sputtering neutral on the daily is the most dangerous signal in all of crypto. It shows a market whose long-term trajectory is completely detached from its failing short-term momentum. The rocket is still pointed up, but the engines have flamed out. We are floating on fumes at the absolute apex right before gravity remembers it exists.
That's all for this episode of Rekt Radio. See the strength, trust the big picture, and don't let the cynics talk you out of the greatest wealth creation event in human history.
My advice, when the map says you're flying at 30,000 feet, but the instruments show the engines are dead, believe the instruments. The fall is a long one. You've been listening to Rekt Radio.